All of this built environment that we've put together here is great, but there's a component that can't be left out, and that is energy. We're completely off grid. The nearest power pole is 13 miles away, and frankly, I hope it stays that way. So we had to put in our own power source, and we had to look at a strategy that would allow us to have the confidence of keeping our investment safe, of keeping our guests comfortable, of protecting all of the other products and elements that we have in these wonderful residential spaces. It started with a photovoltaic array that we secured through Jinko. And we decided to do a ground-mounted version of that because I wanted people to be able to get up close and personal. I wanted them to think about where that power comes from. I didn't want it to just disappear out of sight, maybe up on a rooftop. And so we have this magnificent solar array behind the buildings in full sun. And it's cranking out between 12 and 13 kilowatts, which is plenty to supply every need that we have for these three structures. But it's only the beginning. We have to be able to store that energy, and so we have a battery and inverter system that has been represented to me as the Rolls Royce. And Blue Ion has provided the batteries for us and the cabinets that they sit in with the capacity to enlarge if necessary. So if we find that our demand exceeds our capacity, we're able to add on. And all of this is converted from direct current into eventually AC current that goes into the buildings through Schneider Electric's amazing inverter system that gives us all kinds of information about energy use and what our capacity is and what our level of charge is. And then on top of all that, we've backed it up with a marvelous standby generator from Kohler. State of the art, industry leader. This necessitated an important choice on our part. We see a movement away from fossil fuels. We support that. But we also know that we're in a vulnerable position in a very remote location like this, and that we needed to have standby power because if there was serious damage to our PV system or whatever might take place, we needed to be able to provide power on an ongoing basis. And the best way to do that, in our determination, was with a standby generator, and this happens to be LP powered, and it's a choice that also stayed with us through some of the other appliance choices. But for the most part, we rely strictly on power that we produce, and then we have that safety net in place. And so we're excited to give that a try and see how successful we'll be in supplying every desired comfort and amenity to our guests and occupants through power that we produce.